I've never seen this person's videos before, but this honestly seemed like a very interesting video to me. How Ozempic destroyed fat acceptance by Big Craig. And yeah, like a lot of the overweight famous people are no longer overweight because they started to use Ozempic to get themselves thin. You know, just inject themselves. Why put in the hard work to actually lose the weight when you can just inject yourself with something and continue living your same life?
For over a decade, fat acceptance influencers and celebrities have sold us all the same lie. They've told us that being fat doesn't necessarily mean that you're unhealthy and that being big is beautiful. They've said no matter what your body size, you should love yourself. Fat acceptance exploded in popularity, with many plus-size influencers building entire careers on this exact message. However, the same influencers who built entire platforms around radical self-acceptance started losing weight. And after the weight loss, the confessions started coming out, with many revealing that they were never happy in their bigger bodies. For the followers who found comfort and support in these creators' messages, this was a total gut punch and a complete contradiction of what they were saying. What came next was social media outrage, with mass unfollowings, rants posted to TikTok and Instagram, calling out celebrities and influencers for their hypocrisy. But before we dive into exactly what happened, we first need to understand how the body positivity movement, or more specifically the fat activist movement, came to be.
Yeah, because it's not body positivity. Body positivity was actually from, like, well, originated in the Middle East for women who had, well, their bodies had been, because they showed too much, they had like acid burns or things like that, and they were like, you know what, I'm proudful. Yeah, I have pride in my actions. I have pride in who I am. And then it got co-opted by the fat people. So the fat acceptance movement makes more sense.
And what its advocates stood for. And while many people think that the fat acceptance movement came as an offshoot of body positivity, it's actually the other way around. It started with NAFA, the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance Movement, which I've actually covered quite a lot on my channel, saying as many other My 600 Pound Life patients were a part of the group at one point. And if you know my channel, you'll know that I've covered a lot of My 600 Pound Life. Now, the fat acceptance movement started out focusing on discrimination against fat people, and they were fighting to end...
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, there's something about that which some of it is like mental, a lot of it is habitual, some of it, like, there are so many reasons, just like with people who go down the path of drugs, alcohol, eating too much, drinking too much, diet, like there's always reasons. Like, I'm someone that believes that everyone has some kind of mental instability, but you have to be aware of what your issue is, acknowledge it, and try to work around it so you don't give your issue the power. And the problem is, a lot of people that get overweight, they just find it easier and they give it all over to the, well, it's just easier. It's just easier to eat. They feel more comfortable when they eat. No, I don't want to go to the gym because I feel like I'm stared at. No, I don't like, and it just makes it harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Like, it's tragic, but at the same time, like, for me, I know what my issues are. I know what my problem is. And for me, I like to look at the world through my lens. So when I see other people like refusing to accept, like, it's like the same thing where people will defend trashy movies. Like, again, it's okay to enjoy a trashy movie. Just don't call it great because it's obviously not great. It's a trash film. I enjoy trash film. A lot of people have trashy films that they enjoy, but you can't call it a great film when it's a trashy film. So there is a lot of that out there. But the problem is, a lot of these people think they don't think that it's trash. They think it's okay. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. There's nothing wrong with being happy with who you are, but you have to accept the fact that there is a problem. You always need to accept the fact that there is a problem. The first step of accepting is knowing that there's a problem. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's literally the truth. And a lot of these people just don't know there's a problem. They can't personally believe there's a problem.
Weight-based discrimination, separate weight from health, and challenge diet culture. And in the 2010s, the movement became more mainstream to include all bodies, things like different skin tones, scars, and physical disabilities. And you'd think that would be a good thing, but many fat acceptance activists were extremely critical of the takeover, claiming that the struggles of fat people were being sidelined. But it was hard to feel sympathetic for this community when they post things like this.
Of course you want to post your before and after photos. Many see it as a notable accomplishment, so of course you're posting about your weight loss. It makes sense, right? And I don't blame you. I think that wanting to be part of this thinness club is something that society is pushing us all into. And then it turns...
No, the thing is, like, sure, are there aspects of where you get shamed for being overweight? Yeah. But the thing is, who would you rather have in your life? A friend or a partner who's there telling you what your issues are and trying to help you improve? Or would you rather someone... You know, accepting your vices and continuing to, it's like you having a drug addict or an alcoholic as a friend and you continuing buying them drugs and alcohol because you know what, you're accepting of who they are. They're definitely not a problem. You know what? Smoke as much drugs as you want. If you OD, it's perfectly fine. It was your choice, your body, your power. These people that die of a heart attack at 30 or 40, you know what? It's perfectly fine. It's their body, it's their power. Like it just makes no sense because you want people to fight for themselves. You want people to live longer lives, especially this day and age where it's incredibly simple. Well, not so much simple, but they have the power to. But yeah, it's oh my gosh, because that's what I see. I see people who go down the overeating as, well, they have no self-control. They need to learn self-control. Yes, it's a struggle. Yes, you feel hungry, but there are alternatives to fill you up to where you don't need to constantly be eating, 5,000 calories a day, 10,000 calories a day. No, you don't need that. Like me, I have a bag of chips. I take a bag of chips up to work and that's it. And then I come down and I have probably the rest of my calories and that's it. That is really it. And then I just drink a ton of diet, while I'm up at work. I drink a lot of water and that's all.
To be that maybe one of the reasons that you post this is to inspire other fat people to lose weight. But then that's where you lose me because I thought this whole process was for you. I don't know what the point of posting it is. We can see it. We see you have gotten into a smaller body now. What ends up happening and what you're showcasing is that you went from being the oppressed to being the oppressor. And you're okay with that.
People in the fat acceptance community regularly belittle other people for losing weight. Like this creator saying that someone else got into a smaller body. Like it didn't take months of hard work and sacrifice to do. Weight loss is a huge achievement. It's hard, it takes time, and you need to stick to a diet plan.
Yeah, like again, exercising, losing weight is, I wouldn't say as difficult, but it is a difficult thing, just like people who are recovering addicts, just like those who are absolute alcoholics and have gotten the courage to say no. Like for me, when they give out like those badges and things like that, when someone's like a year sober, 2 years sober, sobriety and whatever, I feel like I need to roll my eyes because deep down I'm like, why weren't you aware of your own problems in the beginning? But then again, I had a different upbringing than even my brothers. I had a different upbringing, so I didn't fall down to same vices as like most people, especially in high school, did. I was in the hospital. I didn't have the opportunity that like they did. So for me, I had to grow up at a young age and learn who I was as a kid. No, I can't drink because I'm taking 42 other meds on a daily basis. No, I can't drink. No, you guys can shoot up or do whatever you want, smoke whatever you want. I still have 18 pills to take when I get home. Like that's the mindset I had growing up. I always had to have that mindset. Why? Because I had to take care of my own medication. Like there was a day where my mother got home late from work. She brought me my pills and I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. She brought me my pills and I was looking at them like, these 3 pills I'm not supposed to take. I was supposed to take them in the morning in a few hours. And after that, my mother was like devastated. She's like, well, because, you know, pills they're drugs. They're absolute drugs. You can't take too many. You can't take too few. You have to manage them correctly. And after that, she was like, she just went hands off with the medication because she was devastated. She was dead tired. Of course she was going to make, there's potential for mistakes. But after that, she's all, clearly I knew what I needed. So she took her hands off and I was taking my own medication. But that's the thing. It's just like, I have been self-aware for a long, long, long time. The problem is most of these people grow up never being self-aware. And by the time they become self-aware, well, in most cases, it's too late. They've already gotten to the point where they went from smoking to inhaling to injecting or drinking to constantly being drunk to, well, beating somebody. Like, or eating to the point where they can no longer get out of bed without a crane. Like it always escalates. It always escalates. And you need to be aware of your vices early on. And that's the problem. I think that a lot of people don't become aware of it till it's too late, till it's way too late. But yeah, I mean, for me, just because of how I grew up, for me, it's just like, why are they congratulating this person? Why would I say congratulations for this person for being 2 years sober? for not snorting coke in 2 years. How is that a congratulations? I've never snorted coke. Where's my congratulations for never bothering to touch that stupid stuff? I mean, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Why would I congratulate someone for being off it for 2 years when I've always been off it? I've never been dumb enough to fall down that rabbit hole. But it's just like, to each their own. But at the same time, if you enjoy doing that, you have to be aware that there are consequences to certain actions. That you have to be aware. Like, yeah, I've always been like, always felt like it's powerful to be in control of what's up here. In control of what's up here. Like people who talk about being, oh my gosh, I was blackout drunk. I don't remember a thing. It was a great night. You purposely lost control of your brain and you think that's good? You think that's good? Yeah, it's just... sorry. The philosophical conversation, I guess.
Pretty much every day. But the idea of weight loss is so controversial in the fat acceptance community that they actively protest against it, saying that the effects of yo-yo dieting are even worse than just being obese.
Diet and weight loss talk is sensitive for good reason. Like 1 in 4 or 5 people end up with an eating disorder. Most people, I think, like, 90 to 98% of people will gain all the weight back and then some. And that diet cycling can result in worse health outcomes than just staying fat in the first place. Also, if you have an eating disorder and you're fat, trying to get any treatment for that is hell.
To me, watching videos like this just shows that people are not educated.
It's like, just don't bother. Just don't bother. You're fat because you're big and beautiful. You're big and beautiful. Like, again, I know I'm big. That's why I'm starting to exercise. I'm sure I shouldn't need to up my intensity, but yeah, I'm starting to exercise. I'm gonna up it after my surgery because I have to get something done with my foot. But after that, it's just like, why not? Why not? But yeah, I need to lose weight, but I'm self-aware enough
Enough when it comes to how to lose weight and how to keep it off too. Yo-yo diets are always going to fail because there's no way you can do a juice cleanse or keto for the rest of your life. Any conversations around weight are also extremely triggering for people in the fat acceptance space, so they actively advocate to not talk about it. But when their favorite plus size influencer loses weight and talks about their journey, fans demand an explanation. But because this can be triggering to hear, this same creator suggests getting therapy to work through it, which is just absolutely insane.
And when that one safe space is no longer safe, it can activate a lot of pain and trauma. Again, if you are fat and you're feeling that pain, it's not appropriate to share with that person. If you're feeling this way, I really hope you talk to people, a therapist or friends, supportive people in your life to process these feelings, because it's valid and it's important.
It's always okay. It's always okay to unfollow or block people who share diet content. You don't have to announce that unfollow. Just do what's right for you.
A therapist or friends, supportive people in your life to process these feelings, because it's valid and it's important.
I can't understand why these people get so offended over what other people choose to do with their bodies. Getting therapy because someone you followed lost weight is absolutely insane. It just shows how much the community relies on these other plus size influencers to validate their own feelings. One of the most prevalent creators in the fat acceptance space is JB, a content creator who wants to share her message that she shouldn't have to change, but the world should accommodate to her. I've done a couple of videos on JB covering her downfall and another one on the body cam footage of her arrest, and I'll link those that you can watch at the end, but make sure you stick around for the rest of the video. Now, JB often...
It's funny seeing her on the ground. I think I heard about that. I think I heard about that where they needed like several officers to try and she didn't even fit in the patrol car.
Takes a movement way too far and causes a lot of outrage on her social media posts.
Things that plus-size travelers hate.
Yep,
when
I've
the
seen
tray
these.
table can't come down, worrying about asking for a seatbelt extender, having little to no room to move, narrow aisles and bulkhead seats, tiny airplane bathrooms.
You know who hates that as well? The people who bought the seat next to you. Because guess what? They can't sit in that seat anymore. They paid for that seat. You need to be buying 2 to 3 seats and you still don't fit. I think that says more about you.
Worrying you're going to break the toilet, getting pat down because you're fat, tiny airport chairs with armrests.
Now this might seem like rage bait, but to the fat acceptance community, it's actually very serious. All of these complaints that JB raises in her video are things that the community are actively fighting for, as they think that fat people should just be accommodated for no matter their size.
Fat liberation, activism, and advocacy. This is where I knew I had to be. I've learned so much on this journey, and now I use my experiences as a fat person to help others navigate the same obstacles to live their best, most empowered lives. Whether it's travel, healthcare, or just day-to-day life, I'm here to break down those barriers that exist for fat people. I'm here to challenge the world to make space for us, for fat people, just like everybody else.
The fat acceptance community spent decades fighting to exist without a pressure to be thin and to be unapologetically fat without wanting to change. But when the movement's most prominent voices began to disappear into smaller bodies, the community's followers found themselves wondering whether the acceptance they had been sold was ever really meant to last. Now, enter Ozempic, the infamous GLP-1 drug. And if you've never heard of GLP-1s and don't know how they work, I'll give you a quick rundown. Basically, the drug was initially developed to treat type 2 diabetes, but doctors noticed one significant side effect, which was weight loss. Whether it's Ozempic, Mounjaro, Saxenda, or Ribelsus, they all work relatively the same way. They mimic a hormone in your body that naturally releases when you eat, which is called GLP-1, hence the name. This hormone signals to your brain that you're full, slows down how quickly your stomach empties, and regulates your blood sugar, which all sounds pretty good to me. It essentially tells your brain that you're still full for much longer than you would be, so you can eat less without feeling starving. GLP-1 literally changed the weight loss game forever, because you no longer have to rely on sheer willpower to resist your cravings. You can simply inject yourself once a week and watch the scale drop. Hollywood celebrities and influencers alike are quick to try the drug and seemingly shrink overnight. And it seems like the big curves and massive bum of the Kardashian era is over. With the rise of GLP-1s, a new era has begun, what some people are calling heroin chic. As the obsession with the drug grew, the body positivity movement has seemingly shrunk. Now, just quickly, I don't agree with heroin chic, and I do think Ozempic and other weight loss drugs are overall a pretty good thing for obese people. However, as we'll come to see, more and more average people and celebrities are using it when they really don't need to and getting to dangerously low body weights. However, one person that did need it was Lizzo. Lizzo used to be the perfect example of a fat acceptance advocate, as pretty much her entire brand
Well, the funny I'm just gonna wait till this
based around her
passes.
size and being proud of it.
Okay, yeah. So the funny thing is like there are reports and like people complaints of Lizzo being she would make fun of other fat people who were smaller than her. She was hated fat people. She herself hated fat people. So she ends up losing weight, and now she's actually able to make fun of all of them without actually having to put in any of the work.
Remind you, baby, minding your business is free. Let me remind you, baby, touching grass don't cost a thing.
But when Lizzo began to lose weight dramatically, everyone noticed, and fans weren't happy. Lizzo was accused of betraying her own movement because for so long, she had told fans that she was proud to be overweight, but now had decided to change. It wasn't just the weight loss that fans were annoyed about though, and it was how she did it. After admitting to using Ozempic briefly, fans were quick to hate on her.
The GLP-1 started to become popular when I was pregnant the first time.
Yeah.
I would have been the first in line to do it. I just, like I said, been pregnant, but the Mounjaro, have you tried any of them ever? Like,
I've tried everything. It's just the science for me, calories in versus calories out. Ozempic works because you eat less food.
yeah, it
That's
makes you full.
So if you, right, it makes you feel full. So if you can just do that on your own and get mind over matter, it's the same.
I honestly think Lizzo's haters don't understand the effort it took for her to lose this much weight. Whether or not she used Ozempic, she still consistently went to the gym to lift weights and do cardio, and that's got nothing to do with Ozempic.
Lizzo's been losing weight for about a year, but it seems like she's sort of hard launched her weight loss. I actually unfollowed Lizzo about a year ago because it was too much weight loss content for me. A lot of people saying, we knew the body positivity movement was a lie. Finally, thank God. Honestly, this made me very grateful that I've never lost enough weight to have comments like that directed toward me. As a big creator, you do have a responsibility to make a kind of video discouraging the shaming. That's the least you can fucking do. And a lot of these plus size creators are not even doing that because I guess ultimately they agree with it.
Ex-fans
No duh. No duh. Nobody wants to be overweight. Like she's like the honest reason why she's upset is because she doesn't want to be overweight. Yet now she can't be included in this new movement of body positivity of people who were overweight now losing weight due to a simple injection of a drug. These people eat each other. They literally just eat each other.
continue to push that Lizzo backstabbed the movement, especially as in 2023, Lizzo was accused of fat shaming 3 of her dancers. Although these claims were dismissed, Lizzo remains one of the movement's biggest hypocrites, simply because she decided to make better choices and start losing weight. And it wasn't just Hollywood celebrities who were criticized for their weight loss transformations, but influencers too. Remy Bader went viral in 2021 for her fashion haul videos and became a very successful plus-size fashion influencer. Remy was also very active in the body positivity community and would regularly post her own skits making fun of other influencers.
I want to end me.
I want to end me.
People loved Remy. For the fat acceptance and body positivity community, Remy was a breath of fresh air. She was a plus-size advocate, normalizing being overweight while simultaneously finding nice clothes to wear and just enjoying life. But when
you know
she
what's
too,
funny though? I've been in America for too long, and I've seen too many like fat things. Like this isn't fat. This is overweight. This isn't obese. I think it's overweight. I think that's what it would be. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's the first scale of obesity. Maybe it is. I don't know. I couldn't be. But the fact that there's so many even worse off, that this doesn't seem like fat.
Lizzo discovered weight loss aids, she fell into hot water with her fan base. Over the course of a year, Remy very visibly started looking smaller and smaller without ever commenting on it.
This is the line. Hold on tight. And this is a dream. It's all I need. You never know where you'll find it. And I'm gonna take my time. Yeah, I'm still getting it right. This is the line. Hold on tight.
Fans started to notice, asking questions about her weight loss, and demanded to know what she was doing and if she'd started using Ozempic or had some sort of surgery. Now, I would tell the fans, mind your own business, but Remy ignored all the comments, even going as far to delete them and block fans who kept asking. Then, in 2025, Remy finally revealed that she'd had weight loss surgery, shocking the fans and the community to the core.
What he told me is that there was a newer surgery, which is what I did. And what everyone online, of course, at this point, everyone's like, okay, well, she did one of the shots or she did the sleeve or something. Like, no one guessed this because it's not a known thing.
So
So it's called SADIE, which is a very long name, but it's like the acronym is SADIE, which I would say is a mix of both of those surgeries. They cut out 80% of the stomach. They move around the intestines. I also was, got with my health issues, ended up having a fatty liver. So they actually had to like hold up the liver during that too, because it could be dangerous.
Fans were furious that Remy had kept this secret, blaming her for misinforming her followers into thinking that this much weight loss can be done without any sort of intervention, which actually isn't even true. You can lose that much weight without intervention.
Here's what's crazy. Number one, because she went to being overweight to like very thin, seemingly overnight, and would not address it.
The thing is, it's like, you can lose a ton of weight. You can't. Like for me, let's say if I was doing this full time and I didn't have to go to work every single day of the week, you would see me lose weight in a matter of 2 to 3 months. I would slim down completely. Why? Because I'd have the extra time to actually put in the effort. Right now, I mean, I spend 10 hours of work 5 days a week, and then I spend plus 2 hours streaming 4 days a week plus 5 hours on the weekend. Then I spend like 8 to 9 hours editing everything. I mean, it really does compile. Like I have no time, absolutely no time. And I go for at least a walk and maybe some yoga or some strenuous activity, depending on what it is, depending on what I have time for. But yeah, like these influencers, these rich and famous people like Lizzo or the influencers that literally make money just shooting a short video, they have the time to put in the effort. It's the effort that's the problem. It's the first ability to say no. It's just like with drugs. It's like it's the start that's the hardest part. If there's a drug to get people off of drugs, to have people not care about drinking alcohol, then yeah, guess what? People would actually be taking that. They would actually absolutely be taking that if they were complete addicts. And if they were aware that they were an addict. Because it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut than actually having to go through like the withdrawals and to have to go through like the pain and struggle of it all. Like for big people, it's it feels like your stomach's eating itself. But you have to... It takes effort. It takes effort.
After she had spent years and years building a fan base of people who followed her for her plus size content. Now, I'm not saying that she needed to stay plus size. If you're going to create a platform based on plus size content and create a fan base based on people who look up to you because either it's relatable or that's the type of content that they want to see, and then you lose a bunch of weight, shift.
I hate the bull ring. I hate the bull ring. It's like I'm trying to look, but every time my eyes go straight to the middle. They go to the middle. It's just in your face. It's in your face. Literally in her face. Like, I don't know. I'm the type of person that likes to look people in the eyes. But when they got something, it's just like when you have kids, you jangle your keys and then they look at the keys. That's basically the key. That's basically the keys. You just stare straight at it.
Your content entirely and not addressing it at all is why people are like, what the fuck? Why didn't she say anything? Also, just going on a Kardashian podcast to say this, no one follows the Kardashians because they're relatable. They follow the Kardashians because they look up to them or they think their lifestyle is like crazy and, want to follow along. Remy Bader was like a household name at one point for being mid-size plus size content, showing relatability in outfits and life experiences and just talking about day to day, like what it's like to be a plus size person, and created this whole community. And then dropped them. There's no issue with her losing weight. If she wanted to lose weight, that's totally fine, but you have to acknowledge the fact that that's who your fan base was. You're just kind of leaving them in the dust and not even saying anything. Not talking about how you lost weight, not talking about why you lost weight. Like, and I know people are gonna be like, she doesn't have to do those things, but I kind of disagree with that because that was her whole content. She was a relatable content creator.
Now, while over 300,000 people agreed with this take, I have to disagree. Remy's content was primarily fashion. Being plus size was just a part of it. If you're following Remy just because she's fat, then why? If people have to unfollow Remy because she's lost weight, then it seems to me like they're more interested in following other fat people just to make themselves feel better about being overweight. It's ironic too, because even if Remy had said she had weight loss surgery and was actively tracking her calories, her fan base would have kicked off with her for that too, claiming that her content was becoming too triggering for them.
This is a TikTok that she posted on January 4th, 2025. In this video, she's going to show you the meal she's about to eat, and it's extremely misleading. She's showing off the meal, eating fries, showing the brownie she's going to eat at the end, which she never does, eating a chicken sandwich, she only takes 2 or 3 bites, covering her mac and cheese and sauce, and once again, only taking a few bites. So if you've had weight loss surgery or you know someone who has, you know they can't eat all of that. So the few bites that she took is probably all she could have eaten, and she might have even gotten sick after that. So yes, people are pissed because they were led to believe she was eating like that while losing weight.
Watching videos like this makes it so clear to me why people struggle with weight loss. You can absolutely have a cheat meal every now and then, and it won't take you off your diet completely. And I don't care if she didn't even eat it all. I don't see how that's relevant. If you're silly enough to think that Remy lost weight while eating the Chick-fil-A every day, that's on you. Being a plus-size influencer and then deciding to lose weight is just an unwinnable battle. Whether you disclose how you did it or keep it a secret, you will face backlash. But Remy's backlash doesn't even come close to the UK TikToker Becky Jones, who receives hate every single day. Becky Jones went viral during the 2020 lockdown for her infamous What I Eat Today videos, previously featuring huge portion sizes and taste tests of high-calorie desserts, with her most viral moment being the McFlurry incident.
McDonald's Cheshire Oaks are the best. I've won! McFlurry? Or fruit bag. I wonder what we're going to choose there. Probably the fruit bag.
The video went viral because people obviously thought Becky was lying by choosing a fruit bag over an ice cream. And given the choice, anyone would take the ice cream. But Becky was an easy target to make fun of because she was just unapologetic about what she ate, even if it was causing her to become morbidly obese. People even started creating duets of Becky's videos, counting the calories in each meal, and she would easily consume 4,000 to 5,000 calories in a single day. Her content was centered around food, but she also shared a very strong body positive message with her fans that they should love themselves at any size and not feel pressured to engage with diet culture. At the time, Becky was undeniably overweight, so she would receive hundreds of hate comments on her videos every single day.
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here! Hi everyone, so of course, to get ready for the start of I'm a Celebrity 2024, I have made a little I'm a Celeb treat board. I got all this stuff from M&S, I've got some Colin the Caterpillars, some gummy worms, and just some other chocolatey treats. I also got some gold coins as well, like hopefully representing the stars. I also got some crisps, some onion rings, and some salt and vinegar twist. I do put in the bowls a little bit later on.
I'm
I
getting
can't
a
wait to try
cavity.
these Swiss nutty clouds. I've got some buttons. So you're going to be hearing a lot about I'm a Celebrity this year. Buzzing that GK Barry is in there. Big good luck to her, fellow TikToker. And I really hope that Maura Higgins goes in.
Pasta.
The lineup looks insane. So let me know who your
Funyuns.
favourite is or who you're rooting for. I feel like every year I watch it, I always like someone different at the end. So a big good luck to all the celebrities in there and let me know who your favourite is. Enjoy watching. Love you all.
After almost 5 years of constant criticism though, Becky took to social media in early 2025 to announce that she was taking a break because all the hate was damaging her mental health. And honestly, just can't blame her. She just seems like a nice person with a positive attitude and probably didn't deserve all the harsh comments that she got.
Like, a lot of people can't. There are people that can easily be in the limelight because they just don't care. They're narcissistic enough to not care about what other people say. Not so much narcissistic, but they know who they are. And then there are those that are easily swayed by what people say. And they focus on the negativity rather than the positive. Like, I'm pretty sure she probably got a lot of hate, but I'm pretty sure she also got a lot of positive messages in her videos and people complimenting her. And then again, you think about it, like, how many people aren't saying things? Those are people you impacted as well. So it's like, it's not based off all the hate comments. It's not based off, like, if anyone's worked nights, they know, like, it's not about if you're recognized, because it's about not being recognized. Because the moment you're recognized when you work nights, there's a problem. If you're not recognized, then guess what? You know you're doing your job right. And that's the thing. It's just like a lot of people don't have that mentality to be able to understand that not everything that's said is, of course, going to be good. and the good things that are said, sure, that's great. It's always great to hear the positive comments and read the positive comments. But then again, you have to think about the fact that, well, there are a lot of people watching that didn't say anything. That probably just, like for me, I don't really leave comments all that often. Like for me, the biggest thing I'll do is leave a like on a video, which even that I'm doing reactions, I still forget to do that. Even when there's a call to action to like a video, I forget. I'm not gonna lie, I do forget. For me, I enjoy watching. I enjoy like talking over. I enjoy but liking the video is just an extra step that I forget. And putting in a comment is an extra step that I a lot of times forget. Because a lot of times it's just like when I want to talk about something, well, I want to talk about it and I don't want to write an essay in someone's video, especially when they have a high amount of subscribers, because they're not going to pay attention to that. They're not like me where I have like no I have good amount of subscribers. I'm blessed in that. I'm blessed in that. But it's like I have the time, like if I'm on a break or something, where I can read the really long messages. Can I comment everything? No, but I have time to read them. And it's just like, it's one of those things I just like, there are positives, there are negatives, but a lot of people who just don't have the mentality, they only see the negatives. They only see the negatives.
I've decided to come off social media, and I don't want you to think that this decision was made lightly or that I'm not grateful for anyone's support, because I am. I'm so grateful for the following that I've got.
She's
and what I've built up and what we've built up. Sorry, I told myself I wasn't going to get upset. But the last few days, I've been reminiscing and I've been reflecting.
Reading comments.
It's just not good for my mental health anymore.
But Becky's exit from social media came at a very strange time, because several months before, Becky announced that she was going to Turkey to undergo weight loss surgery that had been gifted to her by a healthcare company.
So, I am very excited. I have kindly been given the opportunity with Prime Health Concept to have
those are glasses.
A gastric sleeve.
After her comments were flooded with concerns about having the procedure in Turkey, and with the whole operation being gifted, Becky decided to listen to her comments and not get the surgery, as it could be unsafe. But because Becky's exit from social media came so quick after her surgery announcement, fans were quick to suggest that Becky had actually lied to them and had the surgery behind their backs, using her TikTok break to recover from the procedure and stick to the post-surgery diet of low-calorie foods, which would be a big change from her usual content.
It's very obvious that she has had like a gastric sleeve and won't admit to it. There are videos that have come out where she's literally made a video saying that she got it done, but says that she hasn't. Why is that such a thing? Like, if you do something to better yourself and like lose weight, like I have, I've had multiple surgeries now of weight loss. Like, why is that a negative thing? Like, you're finally taking control of this issue that you're suffering from and you're trying to do better. Why not be forthcoming about that?
Fans were adamant that Becky had actually gotten the surgery and was lying to everyone about it. One fan even went as far to dissect a video of Becky and claim that she had scars that matched those of a gastric sleeve surgery.
Becky Jones has accidentally shown one of her surgery scars on one of her videos, and it is the exact same place of one of my bariatric weight loss surgery scars. You have 4 or 5 depending on the surgeon, and this is in the exact correct place of where one of the rods would go for the keyhole surgery. So this is where they put their rods and things and all their equipment.
Gosh, these people are doing research.
Might want to zoom in a little bit, but here. This is exactly where one of my other ones are. And if you look at the diagram, the other ones would be, sometimes they go around the belly button, down here, maybe here or up here or down here. Because she's got quite an excessive amount of loose skin, the scars could have come down quite low.
It's so weird that this creator felt the need to share this, but from my perspective, this isn't proof that Becky had a gastric sleeve at all. If it is a scar, it could be proof that she had keyhole surgery.
I mean, she could have had her appendix removed. I mean, like my brother had his appendix removed, and he has 3 scars. He has like one on the lower left side, right side of his belly button, and then he has like 2 higher up on the posing side, because one's for the camera, one's for the incision, one's for the removal. I mean, it's I don't know. But there were 3 holes cut into him. There were 3 holes cut into him. But it's just like it could be that. It could be that. Not everyone is up and honest about everything that goes on in their lives, and honestly, they shouldn't be. That people shouldn't be. There should be some things kept. There should be some things kept.
Which could be for literally anything, even something like getting her appendix or a gallbladder removed. Because the use of weight loss aids like surgery and GLP-1s become so mainstream, people are almost shocked that someone can lose weight naturally, and that undermines the entire fat acceptance movement of not being able to choose to be fat. The hate videos for Becky kept on coming, and even though she responded to the accusations many times on TikTok, fans still didn't believe her.
Okay, now I have put a trigger warning at the beginning because mentioning weight loss, because I got asked this question probably the most. It was near enough every single question. The one was, why are you lying about weight loss surgery or Mounjaro? Now, I've got nothing against anybody that's had weight loss surgery or Mounjaro. Whatever avenue people are taking to lose weight, it's their decision. None of my business at all. I have said probably on the last 2 Q&As, month 1 and month 2, that I have not had weight loss surgery and I'm not on any weight loss jabs. And I stand by that. I can't prove it to you, but I don't need to prove anything to anybody at all. And I've learned that now. I don't need to sit here and do a big,
good for her.
I am not on this. I am not on that. I haven't had this. Don't need to do that. I know myself. That's the end of it. I'm not. Believe it or don't believe it. That's the question, isn't it?
Even if Becky Jones did use a weight loss aid, it's not relevant to her content. She still makes what I eat in a day videos, but she just makes them healthier instead. And I don't see why her audience feel like they need an explanation of how she lost weight.
I did not come back to TikTok in September to be like, guys, I've lost weight. That was not my intention. It was not my goal. Like I said, my content was never going to be, my page wasn't going to become Becky Jones for fitness or Becky Jones for how to lose weight. That's never been my goal for my journey on TikTok or as a content creator. I come back, and to be fair, most of my weight that I've lost has been from September until now. When I look back on how much I weighed and stuff, it's been from September till now. That's like the most weight to come off.
Oh, honestly, like the thing makes sense. She's depressed. She's dealing with a lot. The content she was creating was encouraging her weight gain. She gets off social media, realizes she has more freedom, she has more time, she's less depressed. She has the time and ability to start, well, working on a routine to lose weight. So to me, it makes sense that she could easily lose it herself. But then again, if she did get a gastric bypass or she's on a drug to help her not eat as much, no matter what it is, who cares? Who really cares? Because it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business.
And yeah, I think people are just getting confused because they're like, well, you're not being honest with us and you're not telling us how you've done it. But my intention isn't to be a weight loss page.
Becky isn't a nutritionist. She isn't a personal trainer. She's just a normal person. What worked for her might not work for everyone else. People might need to eat lower calories than she did, or they might not need to do as much exercise as her. Her page isn't about weight loss, and it never has been. She doesn't show her weight on the scale or talk about how many calories she needs to eat. There's no real reason for people to be complaining as much as they are. Becky is exercising every day, doing workouts and going for runs. So it's no real surprise that she lost the weight naturally if she did. I just can't understand why people see this as a bad thing. You can see from her content that she's a much happier person having lost the weight, being able to fit into more clothes and being able to go outside more without getting out of breath. One of Becky's recent TikToks went viral on Twitter, getting over 1 million views overnight, and the comments are just awful. The comments flick between calling Becky a liar. I wish that she would just admit that she had a gastric sleeve. She's a horrible, dangerous liar. She's either had a gastric sleeve, which would explain the mint, or Mounjaro. Grim. But I think it's really clear why so many people are truly angry with Becky.
For people who have grown in good environments, seeing all this hate comments can really affect you. Yeah, it really can. It really, truly can. And the thing is like a lot of things, just like with most problems people have, they don't know who they are. And they're affected by everyone around you. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has heard at least somebody, if not even themselves, talking about how they're worried about how they're going to be perceived outside. Like, oh, I don't want to go. I need to find the right outfit, or something like I can't go because of this X, Y, and Z. You know, that kind of stuff. When it's just like they're random strangers, they're not important in your life. They should have no say on who you are as a human being. But I learned that at a young age. Most people don't think that way. They're constantly thinking and dwelling on the, oh, well, somebody might think poor of this outfit, or somebody might judge me for the amount of food I'm getting, or somebody like the thing. I went to I went out to eat with my wife, and I got three things for myself. For myself, of course, my wife did steal one of them, but I love her and I'll let her have one of them. But I got them for myself. Kind of, but not really. But yeah, I got them for myself. And yeah, I ate them all. I didn't care if anyone was watching me eat every single one of them. Why would I care? Why would I care? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. But the thing is, a lot of people do constantly think about that. And I didn't grow up in like the best neighborhood, and I've always kind of perceived the idea of bullying is to get people ready for the real world. Because guess what? The internet is nothing but a cyberbully. Is nothing but a cyberbully. So for me to see just cyberbullies, it's not a big deal to me. It's not a big deal to me because it's just like, this is somebody who I'd meet in real life and wouldn't have the gall to come up to me and speak to me. It's only because they're behind several barriers of ambiguity, anonymity, that they are not, that they can say what they say. Because they are too cowardly to ever say that kind of thing in person. At least that's how I've always perceived it, because most people aren't going to actually say something in person. Sure, they'll probably laugh behind your back. Sure, they'll probably giggle. But if they're too cowardly to say something to you, to your face, they're not worth your attention. They're not worth your attention. But yeah, that's always how I've perceived things, because it's like, again, school, you have bullies in school, at least when I was growing up. It's not so much a thing now because everyone gets a trophy. That happened like right after I got out. Well, right after when I left school to do independent studies, where I actually learned stuff. But yeah, that is a part of it where a lot of people just don't know that it's a thing to get made fun of. They can't fathom it because they've never been made fun of before.
It's because that she lost weight before they did. Now, I honestly think Becky's fans used her page as a cope to begin with, thinking that because Becky ate 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, so could they, because they could live in comfort in thinking that they were never as big as she was. But now, Becky is slimmer than they are, and her fans are going crazy because of it. How are her collarbones more prominent than mine? She's skinnier than me now, OMG. Can't believe she got skinny before me. No way her collarbones appear more than mine. What? Why is she low-key getting skinnier than me? Okay then, Becky. It's often overlooked with Becky's old type of content that you can't keep living in this lifestyle forever. If you eat this much food, you'll either eat yourself to immobility, or if you are overweight, you will end up with a lot of loose skin by the time you lose the weight, which is a situation that Becky is currently in. And Becky has gone from being hated for being overweight to being hated for losing the weight, and she literally can't win. Whether Becky had a gastric sleeve, a GLP-1, or did it naturally, I don't care. It's none of my business, and it's none of anyone's business. And it doesn't make Becky's journey any less valid. Becky Jones has gone from being a girl who couldn't walk around B&M and getting out of breath to someone who can run a 10k. No amount of weight loss surgery or Ozempic can make you that motivated. Becky literally does multiple workouts every single day and is constantly pushing herself to new limits. Weight loss aids stop you feeling hungry. They don't walk you to the gym for a session or take you to the park for a run. That's all on Becky or whoever's losing weight. And if people aren't willing to accept that, that's their own problem. So many of Becky's fans have tried to cancel her for not wanting to share how she lost the weight. But why do we have a right to know? Becky still stands with the body positivity community, but it feels like they've left her behind. Now, I've talked a lot about Becky, but her situation isn't unique. She represents a clear pattern happening on social media right now. Weight loss usually happens behind the scenes, but the internet usually demands an explanation. The group known for not judging people's bodies is literally doing exactly that. And it's a double-edged sword. If they admit to using jabs or surgery, they're a fraud. And if they didn't, they're liars. The effort that Becky and these other influencers put in has been completely undermined by the movement, accusing them of cheating and actively trying to make them feel ashamed for losing weight. This is because the body positivity movement largely exists to push back against the idea that fat people lack willpower or discipline, and that for some people, it's just flat out impossible to lose weight. If being fat is a choice, it undermines their entire movement.
That's probably why most successful media person are psychotic to some degree. Now, I wouldn't say psychotic, but I would say sociopathic, right? Yeah, sociopathic. Like there is an amount of sociopathy, whatever the term would be, because I'm a retard, I wouldn't know the term. But like there is about a bit of that. There is a bit of that where they can disconnect themselves from the reality of it. For example, Mr. Beast often acts like a narcissist, or OF girls who live on constant validation. Yeah, it's like there is, well, some of it is narcissism, some of it might be psychopathic, but I think the most successful ones that really don't care about what the audience says, they're more, what was it? Psychopathic, and then there's, not schizophrenic. I think I just said it. What is it? Sociopathic. They're sociopathic, where they're on the spectrum a bit. They understand like how the world works. They're able to perceive right and wrong, but they can tell the difference. They know the difference. They have a conscience, but at the same time, they're able to look past it on occasion and not really. Yeah. So there is that. There is that. There. A lot of them are on some kind of spectrum, but I thought Mr. Beast was a robot. I still, to this day, I've never seen a video of his. I've never seen a video of his. But the joke is he's like a robot.
Body positivity was supposed to be liberating people from the exhausting pressure to keep up with beauty standards and staying slim. It was supposed to mean that your body was yours to do what you want with, and now it seems like the opposite. It really comes down to this. Now that weight loss surgery and GLP-1s are so accessible, losing weight and being slim is easier than ever before. And although GLP-1s and weight loss surgeries are seen as a rich person's way of losing weight, I feel like they are becoming more and more accessible. So maybe we'll see an even bigger shift in the years to come with body positivity as these
Yeah. Like again, the body positivity movement was a joke to begin with. I mean, you should be happy with who you are. There shouldn't be any kind of you should be happy with who you are. You should be. But the body positivity shouldn't be for fat acceptance. The body positivity movement should be for, well, be happy with who you are. Whether you're fat, whether you're thin, whether you're short, whether you're tall, just be happy with who you are. There should be a contentment movement. That's what it should be. Let's get a CM out there, a contentment movement. that's a mouthful. Contentment movement. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But yeah, why can't we get more of that? Why can't we get that? I would enjoy that. But it's so sad how people, they're wishing for the downfall of others. The reason why especially after like 2008, 2010, models were no longer like the picture perfect kind of body. They started getting plus size models. The main reason why was you had women driving home from work, seeing on the billboards these idolized beauties that they know their husbands are looking at on the way home, that they were unhappy that their husbands got to see someone more attractive than them, that of course these unattractive women want to start pushing forward more unattractive women, more unattractive than them, so that way their husbands don't see what the ideal beauty is. Because let's be honest, around the world, there are ideal standards. Sure, every nation, every region, they all have different perspectives on what attractiveness is, even through time. There are different perspectives on what attractiveness is. But in the end, the entire world has like a concept of what is attractive, whether men, women, there is like a generic type of look. And you can't have that. You couldn't have that because these women who honestly didn't have the time. They probably didn't have the time. They're working full time. They have to go home to the kids, make food. Their husbands didn't have the time either, but they don't want their husbands to see that. Of course, the husbands don't think that when there's like a Calvin Klein model, a dude wearing a six-pack, because guys don't think that way. Guys don't think that way. We don't care. We don't, well, you might. But the thing is, like, most of the time, we'll see it, but we don't care. It's not for us to look at it and be like, oh my. Because guys don't compare ourselves, but women have a habit of comparing themselves to other women. Do guys, like, well, at least in my perspective, from my way of living, I've never compared myself to other guys because I'm myself. I'm happy with who I am. Can I change? Can I judge other guys' attractiveness? Sure I can. But when it comes to like, you never ask about women, you never judge women, you just gotta leave them. But I always do. Because I can't tell when it comes to women. I can't. They always have problems. Because me, it's always been about personality first and foremost. But that's the thing. There should be more contentment. People should be happy with who they are. And if someone's doing good for them, well, guess what? That's good for them. What's good for another person isn't good for you. No human being is cookie cutter, even though the most generic kind of beauty is cookie cutter around the world. But what makes people feel comfortable isn't cookie cutter. Everyone's different. Like for me, growing up, I was better off at home doing studies by myself. My brothers were the social types. They went to high school. I learned at home by myself. My work ethic, my study ethic wouldn't work for my brothers, and theirs definitely did not work for me because I'm not a social butterfly. Me, I preferred sitting at home watching anime. That was a good outlet for me, and making YouTube videos when I was a kid. My brothers, they wouldn't be caught dead watching anime, and they wouldn't sit at a computer editing. They would go out. They would have fun with friends. They were more outgoing. But that's the thing. Nobody's cookie cutter. We're all different. And me and my brothers have the same parents. We were born in the same household. We have all the same sort of life experiences, but we're all uniquely different. We're all uniquely different. And that's the thing. I have 4 brothers. None of us are exactly the same. Not even close. Not even close. And I'm the most different out of all of them because I did have a slightly different upbringing than the rest of them. But that's the thing. That's why I'm always like, we're there. You'll never get a perfect one-to-one. You'll never have like a perfect society where everyone does their part because we're human beings. Humans will always be the problem in a perfect society. Humans will always be the issue in most situations. What is it? The human experiment? Not the human experiment. The human something. The human something. But yeah, that's the real thing. That's the real problem.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.